चाणूरमर्दनम् देवके परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Okay, as I was telling you last week that we'll have to try and see then to understand that Drona and Drupad. So I'll be starting with that story first, but that is related with verse 3, which we have tried to understand. So, verse 3 first, okay? Pashyaitam Panduputranam Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamam Acharya Mahatim Chamam Vyudham Drupadaputreణ Vyudham Drupadaputreణ Tava Shishyeణ Dhimata Tava Shishyeణ Dhimata. Behold, O Master, this mighty army of the sons of Pandu, arrayed for battle by your talented pupil, Drishtadhamyu, the son of Drupada, Tava Shishyena Dhimata, Tava Shishyena Dhimata, and it says Drupada Putrena. Okay, so who is or the who was Drupada Putrena? Putra means son. Drupad is the king. Okay, Drupad's son. So what Duryodhana was saying, it means that Drupad, with the motive of getting your honor killed, got a holy sacrifice performed by at that prayer. Okay, that so the Drona and Drupad, that we'll try to discuss first with that. Okay, as in the beginning I have mentioned that the whole Bhagavad Gita is part of the great epic Mahabharata. Okay, and the Mahabharata is replete with many interesting anecdotes. So many, okay, that teach us, in fact, many life lessons. Some of them are very rare. So today we're going to try and recall one such anecdote which is related with Drona and Drupada. Right. Drona, again, I mean, look, I understand. I don't expect you to remember everything, but it will come, right? But these are the character you need to know, okay? Drona is the master, the guru of Kaurav and Pandav. In fact, Drona, Acharya Drona, taught all the Kaurav 100 and the Pandav 5, 105, because they are from the same dynasty, how to use all the weapon and everything, right? So this is we're going to discuss about Guru Dronacharya and King Drupad. And the same, will try to understand what was the mistakes done. Okay. And sometimes even the most brilliant men, swayed by their momentary selfishness and short-sightedness, side with adharma. Adharma means no, which is not right. And this is injustice to themselves and the world as a whole. And the perfect example is Guru Drona. We'll see that now. Okay. Let's come to the childhood of Drona, Dronacharya, okay, and Drupad, the king. Right. Drupad and Drona were best friends, turned enemies, turned enemies. They were good friends, but then they became enemy. So Drupad and Drona both received their education at the same ashram, with the same guru. Drupad was the crown prince of Panchal, that kingdom of Panchal. And Drona was the son of Rishi, the sage Bharadwaj. Okay. Bharadwaj, if you are writing, the spell is Bharadwaj. Bharadwaj, Bharadwaj. Okay. So they were best friend, and when they were studying, they have, especially the Drupad, promise that once he become a king, or when he will become a king, he would invite Drona, the best friend, to be there with him forever. Not only that, Drupad told that I'll give you my half kingdom even. That was the friendship between Drona and Drupad. Now, they finished, they completed their education. They went back home. Okay. The time and the milieu change with the changing cosmos. I mean, change is the nature. With them were forgotten many promises and many pledge. What happened to Drupad? Drupad became the king of Panchal with the power, his growing power and the ensuring prestige. Power and prestige. So what was developed in his mind? The ego. Naturally. So he became a totally different person than what he was. Now, Dronacharya and Drupad, they were good friends once upon a time when they were in Gurukul. Gurukul is, you can translate a resident school. I mean, when we put our children and they study there, they stay there, that's kind of Gurukul. Not exactly, but I'm just give you example. Right. Now that was the Drupad. He became king, acquired good power. What happened to Drona? The lady luck did not smile at Dronacharya for quite a long. Dronacharya was still languishing in poverty. Yeah. But in the meantime, Dronacharya got married to Krupi, who was the sister of Krupacharya. So, another name, Dronacharya's wife is Krupi, Krupi. And Krupi was the sister of Krupacharya, Krupacharya. Now, he married with Krupi and became a father of Aswathama. Drona has a son whose name is Aswathama. Ashwama. Ashwama. Aswathama. Okay, so he married to Krupi. They have a son named Aswathama. However, he was struggling. He was really struggling hard to make both ends meet. That was Drona. And Drupan, king with power, and power brought the ego in his mind. Now, what happened? Once upon a time, one fine morning, maybe, a young child, Aswathama, was crying for milk. Small child, I mean, he needs milk. Unfortunately, Krupi did not have milk even in her house. So, Aswathama was small. And he was asking for the milk. So Krupi did take some flour, what we call lot, okay, mixed with water and gave that to Aswathama because they could not afford milk. Think that incident saddened the poor father Dronacharya. I mean, any father can get disturbed. And Dronacharya also was a human being. And he was not at peace with himself. Over a deep thought, he was reminded of his last meeting with his friend Drupad and his promise. So he decided who? Drona. Okay. He decided to go and visit his friend Drupad. Now Drupad is a king. So he went to Drupad. Okay. Drupad heard everything, heard from drones, but Drupad reacted very poorly. And you know what he told? Drupad says to Drone, you know that friendship is always between equals. What we call in English, apple to apple, not apple to onion. So he says, friendship is always between the equals. A poor Brahman cannot be a friend of a king. Look at this. Money, 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 sweeter than honey. He says, no, 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 no. The poor Brahman and king cannot be friends. He told, forget about all the promises and pledge what I have made. Rather, go back home. Not only that, he told, never come back to me. Never ever. Having heard this, having seen this cold response, Throne was humiliated. He left. He left without saying a word. But the vengeful Throne, something was going on in his mind. It is understood. It's natural. So he put everything aside. When I say everything aside, mean his Brahmic studies and made up his mind to teach the war skills to the Kshatriya. Kshatriya means warrior class. So he made up his mind that now I am going to teach my skill to those. Back of mind, the revenge. Okay. His brother-in-law, Krupacharya, Krupi's brother, referred his name before Bhishma. Bhishma is Bhishma. It is Bhishma, not the Bhishma. Okay. So he was referred to Bhishma to train the Kuru dynasty in war skill. Bhishma was great grandfather of Kaurav and Pandu, those 105 brothers, sons of Pandus and sons of Dhritarashtra. So Bhishma gave the responsibility to Dronacharya to teach that war skill to these 105 children of Kuru dynasty. Dronacharya started his duty. He was teaching everybody, all the brothers, all the cousins. Okay. But as time passed by, I mean, after all, he was a guru. So Dronacharya, he discovered the latent talent of Arjun. Arjun, one of the brothers of Pandav. He found among all, and of course, he trained Arjun meticulously. He was but biased to Arjun. And now Arjun became a great warrior. Now the formal training, formal studies is over. But there is a custom that once the education is over, disciples humbly ask to the master, to the guru, for the Guru Dakshina. Guru Dakshina is a return gift to the guru, to the master, to the teacher. That is how the Guru Dakshina procedure started in our tradition, in our civilization, in our culture. That's how we celebrate the Guru Purnima. It is duty for the disciple to give Guru Dakshina to his Guru. At the same token, Guru will say something. Okay. Now, in Dronacharya's mind, the revenge was there. So, when the study was over, when these disciples asked Dronacharya about the Guru Dakshina, what Dronacharya says? He desired them to defeat King Drupad. He told, go and defeat King Drupad in direct war. And not only that, and bring Thrawn, the defeated king, to him, to me, to Thrawn. Now, this Kaurav, and the leader of Kaurav is Duryodhan. Duryodhan, from his childhood, was highly ambitious and always full of boasting. So he jumped and hurriedly raised a war against Drupad, king of Panchal. But what happened? Duryodhan and all the brothers, they could not defeat Dronacharya. Instead, they were all became a prisoner. Then Pandava, these five brothers, Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Sahadev, Nakul, they declare war against Drupad. They wanted to fulfill their guru, Dronacharya's wish. So, not only that, they wanted to free the Duryodhana and them also. If they defeat through Drupad, of course, as expected, Arjun, after a fierce fight, won the war and brought that defeated king Drupad in front of Dronacharya. Dronacharya obviously blessed Arjun for his bravery, for his victory. Then Dronacharya reminded Drupad about their Gurukul days and friendship and his all false promises. Drupad was ashamed of his ruthless behavior. He repented and asked Dronacharya to forgive. Dronacharya set him free. But he took his half kingdom and made his son Aswathama as the king of that half kingdom. Drupad got that half kingdom. What happened now? The helpless king Drupad. Time being, he was friendly with Dronacharya. But in his heart, back of his mind, he pleaded again to take revenge on Dronacharya, on his one time, his childhood friend. He came back. He returned back to his kingdom and arranged to offer a prayer to the Almighty, seeking divine favor to punish Dronacharya. He performed some yagna and he got Drishtadumna and Draupadi as their children. Now, here, Drishtadumna is against Drona in this battlefield. Drupada Putrena, Duryodhana has turned, right? And wanted to kill this Dronacharya. Okay. Now we need to understand what was wrong. I mean, look, I will start with the society first. Okay. It was because in those this time, right, it was society's duty to look after that learned Brahman, that Dronacharya. He could not afford even the milk for his child. What happened, Drupad and Drone? First of all, one must never promise a lifelong friendship to anyone when heavily emotional, especially at the beginning of a friendship. Okay, it requires some time. The course of a friendship can never be a preemptively mapped. It can't emptively mapped out. Okay, saying to someone, let me know if there is anything I can do for you. We always use this. I mean, we need to learn the lesson also. Should only be promised when you have the capacity and willingness to do anything for that person. Not for the sake of saying, hey, काम होई तो केजो. But when you say, you mean it. And you know me that I have so many times share this with you in our Gita class. No. You must tell if you need something. If you know him or her, instead, stand by him or her. Don't wait till he or she tells you. Kamo ito kejo. So, Drupad had even promised Drone a share in his kingdom at the time of parting. Had he not made his promise, Drone would never have an expectations. That was the Drupad's fault. Drone, that was one, okay. Second, Drone thought of Drupad many years after parting, only when his poverty had reached all-time low. Using old relationship with influential people that we can get something done. The truth of any relationship is fenced by the time and place of its creation. As time goes on, people change, and so does the nature of the relationship. Drone should not have used his old friendship as a means to redeem his financial position. That was when 20 years back, 10 years back. He was not supposed to encash that. That was Drone. Okay. We have seen Drupad, now the Drone. But he was under that impression that he has promised. He was my good friend. No. Time has changed. Time has changed. Third, no matter how prosperous and rich one may be, you should never humiliate someone who has come to you for help. I mean, look, all this, I always tell the Bhagavad Gita or scripture, these are the lesson and the message for us in this life. It is going to happen after my death. It's going to help me after my death. Then it's okay. I need something now in this life. So what it says, no matter how prosperous and rich one may be, should never humiliate someone who has come to you for help. It takes courage to put your pride and self-respect aside and ask someone for help. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Drupad was a king, right? He could have helped Drona. And I mean, look, he was a king. Just to help Drona was not going to affect in his wealth. Not only that, Drona was not a stranger to him. Insulting someone who was already feeling helpless was an unkind reaction and naturally evoked anger in Drona. Yeah. Again, now the Drona. Okay. When asking for help, one must be prepared to not receive it. Drona was supposed to be prepared mentally that I may not get. Drupad refused to help Drona, but Drona was not entitled to his assistance. However, Drona allowed that refusal to, I mean, years together in his mind, the revenge. Right? And then rest is the history. Rest is the history. So, Drona and Drupad, right? Drupadaputrena. Drupad is, by saying this, I mean, Duryodhana was saying to Drona, to his master, you get that Tristadumya. So he just wanted to make sure that yes, he has a, he means Dronacharya has a soft corner for Arjun, but at the same token, look at this. Your friend, once upon a time, Drupad's son is also there in front of you. So you must be extra careful. Okay. That was between the lines. Maybe Duryodhan wanted to tell or wanted to give the message to his master Dronacharya. Because now a war is about to start, right? Okay. So since we have discussed this, the story of Drupad and Drona, now the next three verses will be taking together, the fourth, fifth, and sixth. We will just recite these three verses, 4, 5, and 6. I'm not going to start the discussion on these three verses, but let's recite this, okay? Atra shura maheshwasa. Atra shura maheshwasa. भीमार्जुन समायुधि. भीमार्जुन समायुधि. युयुधानु विराटश्च. युयुधानु विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः द्रुपदश्च महारथः धृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः धृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रौ द्रौपदेयाश्च सौभद्रौ द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वे एव महारथाः सर्वे एव महारथाः. So we're going to conclude today's class. Okay. And today's talk, today's discussion, whatever you like, whatever you enjoyed, credit goes to all the great men, all the scripture, all the saints, all the wise men. Whatever I have heard, I have studied, absolutely nothing belongs to me. Okay. I just tried to simplify and put in front of you. Okay. So I can't take the credit. All right. We will be chanting the 73rd verse of chapter 18, and then Sumitra Ben will lead us with the Aarti. Nashto moha smrutirlabdha tvat prasadan maya chuta sthitosme gata sandeha करिष्ये वचनं तव.